Okay, here in these videos, we're going to see our goaltender here, Mackenzie, going through some very basic RVH training steps. So why I wanted to do these videos specifically is, for me, if you're introducing the RVH or you're wanting to perfect certain little nuances within the save selection, I like to use the boards. Reason being, the boards are nice and sturdy. Not everybody has access or the availability to anchor their nets in, pun intended, because I use anchor pegs, which are supplied by Finn Goalie out in Halifax, Nova Scotia. But what it does here is you don't have to be as perfect receiving on the boards as you do on the post. So especially with goalies that are in the U14, U13 area, for me, that's the youngest really you want to be kind of honing in on this skill set. If you have younger goalies that are in U10, U11, and mom and dad or Johnny or Sarah really want to learn the RVH, in my opinion, you should do what's called a boot break or pad in post, something that Tuukka Rask is kind of known for when he was doing the RVH or the reverse vertical horizontal in his time in the NHL. But I digress here as we move forward. So here again, Mackenzie's going into the boards here. Excellent technique. Getting that short side leg or slide leg down early. Good pad seal. Good balance transfer. Getting his shoulders leaning down towards into the boards. His hands are basically parallel from his feet down into the RVH, creating tight seals, eliminating any lanes or holes, gaps into the body as he gets down and seals. Nice slide into the boards, receives the boards really well. Again, what we want to see here is the goalie getting into the boards, ideally comfortably, understanding obviously this isn't the most comfortable save selection. We want to see their skate blade on board. As mentioned before, this save selection originated in Sweden, and it originated as a skate on post save selection and has since evolved from there in Europe and in North America. But for the sake of these drills, we're going to try and keep it somewhat simple and just focus on skate blade on post. So we have the skate blade here. We have Mackenzie's elbow. You're having a hard time seeing based on the camera angle. And his shoulder in on the boards, creating that nice seal, creating that nice line where he would be relatively flush on the post. Experienced goalies, if this were the post here, we're actually going to be getting their shoulders somewhat out just a little bit past, because you want that shoulder angle coming down and over that puck there. Eyes are down, looking for the puck. Obviously, sticks out on the boards. There's going to be a little bit more over rotation with the blocker just to tuck that stick in. Some goalie coaches elect to eliminate the stick here. Some goalie coaches try to get the goalies to do the same thing going into the open door on the bench. I find it easier and effective still by doing this, tucking the stick under the boards. First explaining to the goalie that when we get into the net, the objective is to get the top end of the stick, the shaft of the butt end, on the outside of the post. But right here, we're looking for just how they're receiving the boards, how they're settling into the save selection, and then how they're tracking and moving off. Just going back real quick here, we also want to identify the anchor leg, or take a look at the anchor leg. So foot Backside edge is dug in. The goalie's anchoring themselves into the post, creating a tight seal. This is why the safe selection was created, because the Swedes felt that they were having trouble, or their goalies were having trouble short side by their feet or down in by the body here. One, sealing the ice effectively on a loose puck. Something could be out in front. They get jammed away in the vertical horizontal. So the vertical horizontal being the post side leg up and the backside leg down. Where here they were being the reverse to a degree. The inside leg is horizontal, and then the backside leg is somewhat vertical, not exactly, but for naming purposes, it just made this a little bit easier for everybody to understand. Again, looking at the backside leg, if you go to the Martin Jones NHL video, you'll see there why it's so important for the goalie to, one, have strong anchor leg anchoring themselves to the post, but two, being able to articulate off that foot, which we're going to see again in another training video. And then we want to see this anchor foot release. McKenzie then shifts his weight back over the middle, identifies a pass here, so he's visualizing a pass, puck movement across the goal mouth, and then moving off the boards and recovering. All right, excellent balance there. We'll watch him do it again. Receives well, good transition, good push. Okay, now looking at the other side, glove side, obviously going into the boards a little bit easier this time. Okay, eyes down, shoulders in, short side leg down, flush, quickly, good stick. Again, the boards kind of mucks this up a little bit. Ideally, the goalie's going to get the stick blade almost right on the post, kind of creating a little bit of a barrier here. So if this were the post here, any kind of pass out here from down below, that stick's going to be in the way or give us a chance to kind of get a tip or a touch on that puck. The glove in and around the hip, right? So again, we have our contact points, we have our toe, we're going to have our elbow in a minute, and we're going to have our shoulder coming in. Good balance here. Mackenzie's shoulders dropping down and in. Good coverage, slight lean forward, staying in that athletic position. And then he's going to be locking in that anchor leg, right? Everything's flush, good contact points, good eyes down would be on the puck, good anchor foot, and then we're going to watch him transition off. There, so he's visualizing activating the blocker, so active hands, or what some of us like to call an active mindset in a blocking save selection. So the RVH, like the butterfly, is a blocking save selection, despite what some people might think. Therefore, it's about eliminating holes or lanes in the body. However, we don't want to turn anything ever into a hope save. So we're tracking, identifying what's going on with the puck. We're watching, reading the release, reading the play in front of us, taking in the information. So in this save selection here, McKenzie's elected to activate his blocker out and over the puck. Here we go again, one more. Okay, good seal, good transition off.